Chosen ones, don't do anything, just rest and watch your dreams come to you. There is something very important that you are about to understand right now, and if you skip this moment, you may miss a gentle whisper from God that could change the direction of your entire life forever. There is a sacred stillness being prepared for you, a quiet place where your soul finally stops struggling and begins to trust deeply in the love of Jesus Christ and the perfect timing of God. The journey you have been walking has not been wasted, and every tear, every silent prayer, and every restless night has been seen by the one who holds your future. Type 1010 if you agree. There is a reason your strength feels different now, softer yet deeper, as if you are being invited to rest instead of fight. You are not being asked to give up, but to surrender into a divine peace that carries more power than endless effort. There is a gentle truth rising within your spirit, and it is asking you to pause and feel something new that your heart has been avoiding for a long time. The world taught you to chase, to push harder, to never stop moving, yet God is now teaching you something completely different, something that feels unfamiliar, yet deeply comforting. There is a season where effort is replaced by trust, where anxiety is replaced by quiet confidence, and where the need to control is replaced by the peace of knowing that everything is already being arranged. If this moment is touching your heart in a special way, take a second to like the video, because this simple action helps this message reach someone else who may be silently praying for the same comfort. Please like and subscribe to this channel if you love God. You have been carrying so much within you, and even when you smiled in front of others, there were hidden places inside your heart that longed for rest. God saw those hidden places, and instead of pushing you harder, He gently began removing the weight from your shoulders, one piece at a time. It may have felt confusing, as if things were slowing down or even falling apart, but what was really happening was something beautiful and intentional. The noise had to fade so that you could finally hear His voice clearly, without fear or pressure clouding your spirit. In this quiet space, you begin to realize that not every dream needs to be chased in exhaustion, because some dreams are guided gently toward you by divine hands. Jesus Christ never rushed through life trying to prove His worth, because He walked with a calm assurance that everything was already held in God's perfect plan. That same calm assurance is now being placed inside your heart, slowly and lovingly, so that you no longer feel the need to run ahead of your destiny. There is something deeply healing about learning to rest, not as an escape, but as a sacred act of faith that tells God you trust Him completely. When you rest, you are not being lazy or careless, but you are allowing your soul to breathe again after a long season of striving. Your dreams have not disappeared, and they have not been forgotten, because they are still alive within you, quietly growing under the care of God's timing. Type 222 if you walk by faith. The path ahead is not empty, even if it feels still right now, because stillness is often where the greatest miracles begin to take shape. God is working in places you cannot see, arranging people, opportunities, and moments that will align perfectly with your life when the time is right. You do not need to force doors open anymore, because the right doors will open naturally, without resistance, guided by a divine hand that never makes mistakes. There is a shift happening within you, and it is changing the way you see everything around you. You are beginning to understand that your value does not come from how much you achieve or how fast you move, but from who you are in the eyes of God. This realization brings a deep sense of peace that cannot be shaken easily, because it is rooted in something eternal and unchanging. Jesus Christ often showed that true strength is quiet, patient, and filled with compassion, and now that same strength is growing within your spirit. You are learning to trust without fear, to wait without anxiety, and to believe without needing constant signs. This is not a weakness, but a transformation that is making your faith stronger than ever before. Your dreams are not running away from you, and they are not fading into nothing, because they are being drawn closer to you in ways you cannot fully understand yet. God is aligning everything carefully, making sure that when those dreams arrive, they will not break you or overwhelm you, but will bless you in a way that feels peaceful and complete. This is your invitation to rest, not in worry, but in hope, not in fear, but in quiet trust, knowing that God's love is surrounding you, even in the silence. The waiting is not empty, and the stillness is not meaningless, because within it, something sacred is growing, something that will soon reveal itself in ways that fill your heart with gratitude and wonder. There were moments when you felt like you had to keep pushing forward, as if stopping would cause everything to fall apart. Yet now, you are beginning to see that not everything depends on your effort. There is a greater power at work, one that does not rush or panic, but moves with perfect wisdom and care. The pressure that once filled your mind is slowly fading, and in its place, a quiet confidence is growing, reminding you that you are being guided even when you cannot see the path clearly. Type yes to affirm. Most people ignored this strange 7-second exercise when they first heard about it. That changed when stories began surfacing from people who had paid off debt, upgraded their lifestyles, purchased new homes, and experienced unexpected financial improvement. A recently surfaced CIA document points to an unusual brainwave process that is rapidly gaining attention online. Reports claim that 4 separate neuroscience research teams examined the method and found evidence that it may help shift mental patterns connected to wealth, opportunity, and personal success. Those who once struggled financially now say money seems to appear in ways they never anticipated. As interest grows, information about this method is becoming increasingly difficult to find. Click the link in the description and comments below to learn what everyone is talking about. This season is teaching you something very deep, something that cannot be learned through struggle alone, but through surrender and trust. You are learning that rest is not a delay, but a preparation, a sacred pause where your heart is being strengthened and your spirit is being renewed. God is not asking you to give up on your dreams, but to release the fear that you must control every step of the journey. There is a hidden beauty in waiting, a kind of grace that unfolds slowly and gently, allowing you to become the person you are meant to be before the blessings arrive. If everything had come earlier, it might have overwhelmed you, or perhaps you would not have been able to receive it with the same depth of gratitude and understanding. Now, you are being shaped in quiet ways, your heart becoming softer, your faith becoming stronger, and your vision becoming clearer. Jesus Christ walked with a steady and peaceful heart, never rushing ahead of God's plan, and that same steady rhythm is now being placed within you. You are no longer chasing after everything with urgency, but learning to move with purpose and trust, knowing that what is meant for you will come at the right time. There is something comforting about knowing that your life is not a race and that you are not competing with anyone else. Your journey is unique, and the timing of your blessings is perfectly designed for you. When you begin to understand this, the need to compare yourself to others slowly disappears, and you find yourself resting more deeply in God's love. The dreams that live within your heart are still alive, even if they feel distant at times, because they are being nurtured in ways that are not always visible. God is working behind the scenes, arranging everything with care, ensuring that when the moment comes, everything will align in a way that feels natural and right. You do not need to force anything into place, because what is meant for you will not require struggle to exist in your life. There is a gentle reminder being placed within your spirit, encouraging you to trust the process without fear. Even when things seem quiet or uncertain, There is movement happening in ways you cannot see. The silence is not empty, and the waiting is not without purpose, because God is preparing something that will bring peace, not confusion, and joy, not stress. Sometimes, the greatest miracles come in the form of unexpected ease, where doors open without resistance, and paths become clear without effort. These moments are not accidents, but signs that God's hand is guiding your life in a way that is both gentle and powerful. You are being led towards something that will not drain you, but will bring a sense of fulfillment and calm. Type 1111 to receive miracles. As you continue to rest in this season, you will begin to notice small changes within yourself, subtle shifts that bring more peace and less worry. Your thoughts will become quieter, your heart will feel lighter, and your faith will grow stronger without force. This transformation is not something you need to push for, because it is happening naturally as you allow yourself to trust God more deeply. Jesus Christ often withdrew into quiet places, not because he was escaping, but because he understood the power of stillness and connection with God. In those quiet moments, strength was renewed, clarity was restored, and purpose became even more clear. You are now being invited into that same kind of stillness, where your spirit can rest and be refreshed. There is no need to fear the quiet, because it is not a sign that nothing is happening, but a sign that something meaningful is taking place beneath the surface. God is building something within you that will support the dreams you carry, ensuring that when they arrive, you are ready to receive them fully. You are not alone in this journey, even when it feels quiet and still, because God's presence is with you in every moment, guiding you gently and lovingly. The path ahead is being prepared with care, and your dreams are being brought closer, step by step, without pressure or fear. There were times when your thoughts felt heavy, filled with questions and worries that kept circling your mind without rest, yet something is changing now in a very soft and quiet way. The noise is slowly fading, not because every answer has appeared, but because your heart is learning to trust even without knowing everything. This trust is becoming like a steady foundation beneath your life, holding you firm even when emotions try to pull you in different directions. Type 999 if you trust Jesus. This season is gently teaching you that your life does not need to be filled with constant movement to have meaning, and that sometimes the most powerful progress happens when you are still. There is a sacred rhythm to everything God does, and it does not follow the rush of the world, but flows with perfect timing that cannot be forced or hurried. When you align with this rhythm, something inside you relaxes, and you begin to feel a quiet assurance that everything is being handled with care. You may notice that certain desires that once felt urgent are now becoming softer, not because they have lost their importance, but because they are being placed into God's hands. This is not a loss, but a transformation, where your dreams are no longer carried by pressure, but by faith. In this place, you are free from the constant need to make everything happen on your own, and instead, you begin to experience the beauty of divine guidance. What if the ability to attract greater wealth has been inside your mind all along? Newly revealed CIA-related research describes a brief 7-second routine believed to activate a little-known mental state associated with abundance and achievement. According to reports, the technique was reviewed by multiple neuroscience laboratories and is now being used daily by thousands of people looking to escape financial pressure and create a life filled with freedom, travel, and opportunity. Due to growing attention, access to this information may not remain available for long. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears. Jesus Christ showed through his life that true trust is not loud or forceful, but quiet and steady, rooted in a deep knowing that God's plan is always good. That same quiet trust is now growing within you, helping you release the fear that things might not work out. You are beginning to understand that what is meant for you cannot be lost, and what is not meant for you will not bring lasting peace. There is a gentle unfolding happening within your spirit, like a flower slowly opening to the light, revealing beauty that was always there but needed time to emerge. This unfolding is not rushed, and it does not need to be, because it is guided by a wisdom that sees far beyond what you can see. God is not only preparing your future, but also preparing your heart to receive it in the most peaceful way. The waiting you are experiencing is not empty, even when it feels quiet, because it is filled with unseen movement and careful preparation. Every moment of stillness is adding something valuable to your journey, strengthening your faith and deepening your connection with God. You are not standing still in a place of delay, but resting in a place of growth that will soon reveal its purpose. Type 2020 if you trust in God. There is a shift happening in the way you see your dreams, and it is bringing a sense of peace that was not there before. You are no longer holding them with tight hands, afraid they might slip away, but allowing them to rest gently in God's care. This release is not giving up, but trusting more deeply than ever before, knowing that what God has placed within you will come to life in the right moment. Sometimes, the greatest blessings arrive quietly, without noise or struggle, and they bring a kind of joy that feels calm and complete. These blessings do not create chaos or confusion, but settle into your life with a sense of rightness that you can feel deep within your heart. God is leading you toward these kinds of moments, where everything feels aligned and peaceful. Jesus Christ never forced anything into place, because he trusted completely in God's timing, and now you are being guided to do the same. You are learning that patience is not about waiting in frustration, but resting in confidence, knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. There is no need to rush ahead or try to figure everything out, because the path is being revealed, step by step, in a way that you can handle with peace. Each day is bringing you closer to what is meant for you, even if it does not always feel that way. God's plan is not only about the destination, but also about the journey that shapes you along the way. You are being invited into a deeper trust, one that does not depend on visible signs, but on a quiet knowing that God is faithful. This kind of trust brings a sense of rest that cannot be shaken easily, because it is rooted in something far greater than circumstances. You are not alone in this, and you are not forgotten, because God is with you in every moment, guiding you gently toward your dreams. There was a time when you felt that every moment of stillness meant something was being lost, as if time itself was slipping away from your hands, yet now you are beginning to feel something very different. The stillness is no longer empty, and it no longer feels like a place of uncertainty, but a space filled with quiet preparation and hidden grace. God is not delaying your dreams, but aligning them with a deeper purpose that will bring peace instead of pressure. Type yes to affirm. You may notice that your heart is becoming softer, more patient, and less anxious about what lies ahead, and this is not by accident. It is a sign that your spirit is learning to trust beyond what your eyes can see, and to rest in the certainty that God's timing is always perfect. This softness is not weakness, but strength in its purest form, because it allows you to remain calm even when life feels uncertain. Jesus Christ often chose moments of quiet reflection, stepping away from the noise of the world to connect deeply with God. And in those moments, clarity and strength were renewed. You are now being guided into that same kind of quiet connection, where your heart can rest and your spirit can be refreshed without effort or strain. There is healing taking place within you, healing that reaches places words cannot touch, and it is happening gently and naturally. The dreams that you carry are not fragile, and they are not fading away, because they are rooted in something much deeper than temporary circumstances. God has placed those dreams within you for a reason, and He is nurturing them with care, ensuring that they grow in the right way and at the right time. You do not need to constantly check their progress or worry about their outcome, because they are being held in divine hands that never fail. There is a quiet confidence beginning to rise within you, a sense of calm assurance that does not depend on visible results, but on a deep trust that everything is being taken care of. This confidence is not loud or forceful, but steady and peaceful, allowing you to move through each day without fear. You are no longer driven by urgency, but guided by trust, and this shift is bringing a sense of freedom that you may not have felt before. Type 222 if you walk by faith. A little-known discovery hidden within leaked CIA research is generating worldwide attention. The technique takes only 7 seconds and is believed to place the brain into a powerful state linked to financial growth and success. Researchers from 4 neuroscience facilities reportedly observed unusual effects connected to this process. Since then, people have shared stories of unexpected income, dream vacations, luxury purchases, and opportunities they never thought possible. Awareness of this method remains limited, and the page revealing it could vanish without warning. Click the link in the description and comments below to see why interest is spreading so quickly. There is something beautiful about learning to rest in the middle of uncertainty, because it shows that your faith has grown beyond the need for constant reassurance. You are beginning to understand that God's love does not disappear in silence, and that His presence remains with you even when you cannot feel it strongly. This understanding brings a deep sense of peace that stays with you, even in moments when life feels quiet and still. Jesus Christ never rushed into anything without first being grounded in God's presence, and that same grounding is now being formed within you. You are being prepared for something meaningful, something that will not only fulfill your dreams, but also bring a sense of peace and completeness to your life. This preparation is happening quietly, without noise or pressure, but with great care and intention. There are things being arranged behind the scenes, connections being formed, opportunities being prepared, and paths being cleared in ways that you cannot yet see. God is working in places that are hidden from your view, ensuring that when the time comes, everything will come together smoothly and without confusion. You are not being left behind, and you are not missing out, because everything that belongs to you is being drawn closer with perfect timing. The waiting is not a punishment, and it is not a sign that something is wrong, but a part of a greater process that is shaping your life in a beautiful way. Each moment of stillness is adding depth to your faith and strength to your spirit, preparing you for what is to come. You are being made ready, not rushed, and this careful preparation will allow you to receive your blessings with peace instead of overwhelm. There is a sense of lightness beginning to replace the heaviness you once carried, and it is allowing you to breathe more freely and to feel more at ease with where you are. This lightness is a gift from God, a gentle reminder that you do not have to carry everything on your own. You are being supported, guided, and loved in ways that go beyond what you can fully understand. Jesus Christ showed that true peace comes from trusting God completely, even when the path is not fully visible, and now you are being invited into that same level of trust. You are learning to let go of the need to control every detail, and to rest in the assurance that God is in control of everything. Your dreams are not distant, and they are not unreachable, because they are moving toward you with quiet certainty, guided by a love that never fails. The stillness you feel is not empty, but filled with purpose, and it is leading you gently toward a future that will bring peace, joy, and fulfillment. There was a time when you believed that if you slowed down, everything important might pass you by, yet now you are beginning to see that what truly belongs to you cannot be lost. The fear that once pushed you to keep moving is being replaced by a quiet assurance that God's plan is not fragile or uncertain. This assurance is growing gently, like a soft light in your heart, reminding you that your life is being guided with care. Type 1212 to claim miracles. There is something sacred about this moment you are living in, even if it feels simple or quiet on the outside, because beneath the surface, God is doing something deeply meaningful. Your heart is being prepared to receive without fear, to welcome blessings without doubt, and to stand in peace without needing constant proof. This preparation is not loud or visible, but it is powerful in a way that will soon become clear. Jesus Christ showed that the greatest strength comes from trusting God completely, even when everything seems still, and now you are stepping into that same kind of trust. You are learning that faith does not always look like action, but often looks like rest, like quiet confidence, and like a gentle surrender that allows God to move freely in your life. There are things you once held tightly, plans you tried to control, and outcomes you felt responsible for. Yet now, those things are slowly being released from your hands. This release is not a loss, but a blessing, because it frees you from the weight of carrying what was never meant to be yours alone. God is inviting you to let go, not so you have less, but so you can receive more in a way that feels peaceful and right. There is a beautiful shift happening in your perspective, where you are beginning to see waiting not as a delay, but as a form of protection and preparation. If certain things had come earlier, they might have brought confusion or stress, but now they are being aligned with the right timing so they can bring peace and joy. This understanding brings a deep sense of comfort, allowing you to rest without fear of missing out. Type 2020 if you trust in God. The dreams within your heart are not fading, and they are not being forgotten, because they are being carefully guided closer to you. God is not asking you to chase them with exhaustion, but to trust that they are being drawn toward you in the right way and at the right time. This trust allows you to breathe more easily, knowing that everything is under divine care. Jesus Christ never lived with anxiety about the future, because he knew that God's plan was already complete, and now that same understanding is being placed within your heart. You are beginning to feel less pressure to figure everything out, and more peace in simply trusting the process. Some are calling this one of the most remarkable wealth discoveries ever revealed. Newly uncovered CIA files describe a simple 7-second brainwave technique believed to help recondition the mind for prosperity and abundance. Supported by findings reportedly reviewed by 4 neuroscience research centers, this daily practice is attracting attention from people seeking financial breakthroughs. Many claim it helped them move from financial struggle to greater stability, freedom, and success. Information surrounding this technique is becoming harder to locate online. Click the link in the description and comments below before it is gone. There is something deeply healing about this season, because it is restoring parts of you that were tired from trying too hard for too long. Your mind is becoming quieter, your heart is becoming lighter, and your spirit is becoming stronger in a gentle and lasting way. This healing is not temporary, but something that will stay with you as you move forward. You may notice that certain doors that once seemed important are no longer pulling at your attention, and this is because your focus is shifting toward what truly matters. God is guiding your heart away from what would have brought stress and toward what will bring peace. This redirection is a sign of His care, showing that He is leading you towards something better. There are quiet miracles happening even now, small shifts and unseen movements that are preparing your life for something meaningful. These miracles do not always come with noise or excitement, but with a gentle sense of rightness that you can feel deep within your spirit. God is working in ways that are calm and steady, ensuring that everything unfolds without confusion. Jesus Christ showed that true peace comes from being rooted in God's presence, and now you are being grounded in that same peace more deeply than before. You are learning to trust without needing constant signs, to rest without feeling guilty, and to believe without fear. There was a time when you measured your progress by visible movement, by how much was changing around you, yet now your understanding is becoming deeper and more peaceful. You are beginning to feel that true growth does not always show itself outwardly, but often happens quietly within your soul, shaping you in ways that will support your future. This inner growth is far more powerful than anything that could be seen, because it builds a foundation that cannot be shaken. Type yes to affirm. There is a sacred patience forming within you, one that does not feel like waiting in frustration, but like resting in trust, knowing that everything is being taken care of. This patience is not something you forced, but something that has grown naturally as your faith has deepened. It allows you to remain calm even when things are unclear, because you are no longer depending on constant answers to feel secure. Jesus Christ showed through his life that peace is not found in knowing every detail, but in trusting the one who holds every detail. That same truth is now settling into your heart, allowing you to release the need to control what comes next. You are learning to walk forward with quiet confidence, knowing that each step is being guided. There is a feeling of lightness beginning to replace the heaviness you once carried, and it is allowing you to breathe more freely and live more peacefully. The burdens that once felt overwhelming are slowly being lifted, not because everything has changed, but because your heart is learning to let go. This release is bringing a deep sense of relief, as if you are finally allowed to rest after a long journey. The dreams you hold are not slipping away, and they are not being delayed without purpose, because they are being aligned with a greater plan that will bring true peace. God is not only preparing those dreams, but also preparing you, shaping your heart so that when they arrive, they will fit perfectly into your life. This preparation is happening quietly, without pressure, but with great intention. Type 1111 to receive miracles. There is something deeply comforting about knowing that you do not have to make everything happen on your own, and that you are not alone in carrying your future. God is working in ways that are unseen, arranging moments, connections, and opportunities that will come together at the right time. You do not need to rush ahead or try to figure everything out, because the path is being prepared for you. Jesus Christ never hurried to reach what was ahead, because he trusted fully in God's perfect timing, and now you are being guided to do the same. You are learning that waiting does not mean losing time, but gaining strength, clarity, and peace that will support you when your dreams arrive. There is a deeper trust growing within you, one that is not shaken by delays or silence, but remains steady through every moment. This trust is becoming like a strong foundation beneath your life, holding you firm even when things feel uncertain. You are no longer looking for constant reassurance, because you are beginning to feel secure in God's presence. There are quiet changes happening in your life, subtle shifts that are guiding you toward what is meant for you, while gently moving you away from what is not. These changes may not always be obvious, but they are leading you in the right direction. God is carefully arranging everything, ensuring that your path is filled with peace rather than confusion. You can rest without fear, knowing that you are being led toward something beautiful and meaningful. For years, people have wondered why some individuals seem to attract wealth and opportunity more easily than others. Leaked CIA research may offer an unexpected explanation. A hidden 7-second mental exercise is helping ordinary people develop a stronger prosperity-focused mindset from home. Reports suggest that 4 neuroscience labs evaluated the process and observed unusual results. Users describe paying off debts, making long-desired purchases, and experiencing a greater sense of financial confidence. This information may not remain public for much longer. Click the link in the description and comments now to discover the technique before it disappears. There was a time when you believed that holding on tightly was the only way to protect your dreams, yet now you are beginning to understand that true protection comes from placing them in God's hands.